Okay. Been a long time since I've done an update. I figure it's about that time. So, what have I got to update about? First, since the last time I've done an update, kind of promotion, well, different job in the same department. Officially, I'm a coordinator for the Student Academic Success Center. A nice pay bump. Very pleasantly surprised. Other information. You may or may not tell that I'm a little bit thinner. That would be because I have been on a low-carb diet going on for since December, really. In that time, I've lost 98 pounds. I know, right? Go me. Woohoo! First thing I had to come to grips with was this was not a diet that I was going to take and do and then suddenly I won't ever have to worry about it again. It's not that. This is a serious lifestyle change. It has to be. One of the things I've been asked a lot while I've been dieting, and by most of my friends, by most of my colleagues, and definitely by people who's heard that I've dieted and lost this much, is, yeah, look, there's a cat. Decided to get up here and help us. Isn't that sweet? It's one of the kittens. What I've been asked is, how much did I weigh, and what is my weight now? Good God, he's going to bite the crap out of me too, isn't he? The honest truth is, I don't like to go into that. And the reason why is, it's not so much as a touchy subject as it feels like it demeans what I've done so far even more. I will tell you that my goal weight is 290 pounds. That's what I want to get down to. I believe it's completely possible. Yeah, you guys see this on top of my head here? Yeah, that's what I get to deal with all the time. Go play. Pardon me. Squirt bottle is the greatest thing ever invented for cats. Yeah, like I said, that's my goal weight, is getting down to 290 pounds. Those of you who are good at math know that I've still got a little over 100 pounds to go. There you go. I've lost about 100 pounds, and I still got about 100 pounds to go. So that means that my fat ass was pretty high up there. I'll be honest, the reason why I gained as much weight as I did is starting 2010, lost mom, kind of went into depression. Couldn't let everybody know that I was depressed because I had to keep going. Things had to get done. So apparently was the only way I knew how, and that was, if it tasted good, eat it. Starting 2013, I lose Dad. And losing Dad was hard. Really, really hard. It was hard for a whole variety of reasons. losing Dad meant I was alone in the world, at least immediate family-wise, except for Trina. Thank God I got her. And when I lost him, I handled it the exact same way I handled with Mom. If it tasted good, eat it. And there's a lot of crap out there that tastes good. So knowing that I needed to get stuff under control, but not really wanting to face up and own up to it, I was just taking my blood pressure medicine, which was getting ready to go up again. I was taking my metformin, which is a pre-diabetes medicine, getting ready to go up again. And I went in to go to the doctor, to get new prescriptions on my meds. And he takes my weight, and he looks at me, and he flat out tells me, and I've got to thank Dr. Gibson for putting it bluntly to me, because that was the best thing anybody could have done. He said, Chris, you had two choices. Two. First choice, start picking up your off lot. I'm not kidding. It was just like that. Second choice, make a lifestyle change, son, because if you don't, you're going to have to do the first choice. I realized I had too much to live for. So, taking his advice, getting a diet prescribed by him, I went on it, I stuck to it, lost a crap ton of weight. He started suggesting I do cheat days. Don't look forward to the cheat days. He said don't look forward to them as a day that, I get to go eat whatever I want to, kind of day. He says, just know that you have a cheat day in there so it keeps your metabolism going. So you don't want your metabolism to just even out. And so I've been doing that. And recently it's been about every week. Because he said that would be fine. I'm getting ready to go back to every 2 weeks. But, 98 pounds since December. Dieting and or exercise. And the regular exercise has not been running 30 minutes a damn day. It's mowing an acre worth of grass with a push mower, walking every day because I have to walk every day with my job, taking stairs instead of the elevator, stuff like that. Little changes, bits and pieces. I feel better. My joints don't hurt. I don't have a tightness in my chest. I'm finding that I can do things easier. I'm happier. That said, it moves me on to another thing, and I figured out what happened the first time I lost a lot of weight. It was back in high school. I took pretty much the same diet I'm on now, and I was sticking to the streams. I wasn't doing cheat days, and I had no support. None. I love Mom and Dad dearly. I love them to death. I do anything in the world for them, but I had no support. And I didn't have any support because they were so used to eating the way that they were used to eating that when I moved my night to cook here, I would have to cook 2 separate meals. I'd have to cook my meal and then cook their meals. And, of course, they would get upset because that meant twice the dishes they get dirty. So, whoever had the dishes would be pissed off that, hey, all these dishes got dirty. We'd go out to eat. I'd order a salad or I'd order something like that. And it just drove them nuts that I was doing this. Because while they was really proud that I was losing the weight, they were upset that, the change has set in. And Trina, thank God, has been really supportive of this. that said, I mean, she still eats what she wants to because she's on the diet. If I go get something from McDonald's, and yeah, I can eat at McDonald's on my diet, what do I get when I go there? I get like a McDouble with no bun and a side salad. It's actually very filling. Get her a McNugget meal or a kids meal, something like that, whatever she wants. I wanted to do this, and I have. I also want to say a big, huge round of thanks to some very good online friends. I had some online friends reintroduce me to something that I knew of in the 80s because of my older brother, Ronnie, who's no longer with us. In the 80s, it was a big thing. We'd watch cartoons together in this house. Back behind me, you probably see the flat screen back there. Before that, it was this big, ugly, super huge, ornate radio, record player, 8-track player, and TV cabinet all in one. Took like 5 minutes for the thing to really turn on and get up bright enough to watch. And that's what we watched Saturday morning cartoons on. I was a kid, I was suggesting stuff like He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Ronnie would be like, no, ponies. So I got to watch, growing up, My Little Pony every Saturday morning. And honestly, I enjoyed it because it was something I got to do with my brother. It really was. And then an online friend of mine told me, you know, well, hey, why don't you check this out? You know, it's gotten a lot better from when you always watched it, and maybe you'd like it. And so I got into watching MLP again, the 4th generation. They were right. It's a lot better than when I watched it. When I watched it, it was a glorified commercial. It was fun to watch, but it was a glorified commercial. When I watched it now, there's actually, it's pretty good. It's pretty decent. If I had kids, and that's something we're definitely working on, I'd have no problem letting them watch it. A lot of good lessons in there. Lessons about friendship, tolerance, understanding, love. Really good stuff that I have no problem seeing. And the fandom has got to be the friendliest group of people I have ever been around. And supportive. Hugely supportive. Which kind of makes you sit back and wonder why other fandoms weren't as supportive, and I don't get it. I don't understand. And here you have a fandom that they honestly go out of their way to support each other. And then you go over to DC Comics, you go over to the DC fandom, and you have nothing but arguments. Huge friggin' arguments over who can kick who's at. Who cares? What point was it not about the story and is about who can kick whose ass? Seriously? Once upon a time, we read the comics for the stories. Once upon a time, we watched the shows for the stories. Once upon a time, we actually cared about the story. It's not that way now. It's kind of sad. It's very depressing to think about it like that, but just it's not that way. I decided I'd break down because, I was, back when I was a DC fanboy, a huge fanboy. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm still not a fan of DC. I'm not as big a fan as I was. It's died out a lot with me because I got tired of dealing with the constant arguments. But back when I was a serious fan of DC, I always said, I'll never read the New 52. No. Besides, they're going to reboot it, and, you give them about 5, 10 years, or maybe 5, 6 years, they'll reboot it. And it took a little longer than 6 years, but they are getting ready to reboot it again. Gee, who called that? But I was like, I'm not going to read the New 52. There's no sense in reading it. They'll eventually go back to the original universe, and I might pick it up back again then. I decided, what the hell, I'll pick up the New 52. 1 or 2 issues of each comic, just to kind of get an idea. What the fuck happened? Seriously. What happened? It looks like somebody let Michael Bay into the comic world, do his thing, explosions all over the frickin' page, and there's kind of a story, but not really, because apparently all we care about at this point is who's sleeping with who and mindless, stupid-ass fights. The story arcs, what I read was terrible. I remember when we had Alan Moore, Frank Miller, Brian Michael Bendis. Freaking Grant Morrison is better than this. Serious. Talented comic book authors. And then we're reading... No. So yeah, that left a bad taste in my mouth. Definitely not going back to it. I have discovered IDW. I'm getting ready to start collecting and read those. Along with my other alternative comics I've been reading, which was Devil's Due Publishing, Dynamite Entertainment. Oh, what else? Image Publishing to a degree. I do like the Walking Dead comic. I hate the television show. It's those you who watch this television show. Hey, I'm glad for you, but there's a huge difference. Anyway, this has been enough of the same blog. I've kind of got off into a rant. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Got stuff to do. Look for this to be on YouTube and from YouTube to Facebook. Thank y'all.